It's like literally 9 in the morning and I am jamming, you guys. I am jamming on music because I have got to wake up and do this and shoot this video. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So if you're new here and you don't know me already, hi, my name is Tanya and I make all sorts of beauty, makeup and skincare videos. So for today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to achieve a nice flawless base without it looking cakey. I know a lot of you struggle with the problem of your foundation caking up, breaking down, becoming patchy and things like that. So I want to help you out and I wanted to show you guys a way that you can probably use to make your foundation look better, last longer and just overall feel better. So without further ado, let's jump into today's video. Okay, so now the first and the foremost step for you is going to be doing your skincare properly. Okay, so I woke up a while ago, I did my skincare. It's been sitting in my skin for like good 20-25 minutes. I had my nimbu pani and now I am just gonna start with my base routine. So you need to let your skincare sink into your skin so that your skin is awake, hydrated, moisturized and it is a good and a smooth canvas to work with. Okay, now let's move on to the next step. So now the second step is going to be using a nice hydrating spray. Okay, so now I love doing this step. It is not an essential. If you don't want to do it, you could obviously skip it, but I personally feel that this really makes the finish of my makeup, the application, everything just 10 times more better. Okay, so I love doing this. I never apply my foundation without doing this step. So I'm using this Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow Mist today and I'm just gonna just spritz it all over my face. This just instantly makes me feel so much more refreshed, fresh and just like ready to conquer my foundation game. So now the next step is going to be priming your skin, which is an absolute essential, you guys. I talk about this all the time on my Instagram stories and in my videos as well on Instagram, that priming is a must. No matter if you're a beginner, if you're an intermediate or if you're like a proper professional, priming your skin just makes a lot of difference. Once you start using a good primer and you find a primer that actually works for you, there's going to be no looking back from there, guys. Trust me when I say you need to use a primer. So now what I like to do with my primers is use two of them basically. So I've got the Wet n Wild Prime Focus Primer Serum over here. And then I've got the NYKAA Prep Me Up over here, which is a silicone based pore filling primer. So basically how I like to use these together is that I take the Wet n Wild primer first and apply it all across my face. This primer is so nice, you guys. It's so lightweight. It's perfect for that humid summer weather. And the fact that it's a drugstore primer is amazing. It's not one of those primers that feels sticky on your skin. Super lightweight. It just makes my skin feel like it's breathing, okay? Now I'm going to take the NYKAA Prep Me Up primer, which is a silicone based primer. I'm just going to take this and apply this to I'm just going to take about this much of the product and warm it between my fingers like that. And then just start pressing it around my nose, around all the areas that I have pores on my forehead, my chin. I do have a little small pores coming around my under eyes as well these days. So I'm just going to go lightly over there and just press in the product. You want to make sure that you're not dragging the pore filling primer because you want it to fill your pores. So you're basically pushing the product in like that. This primer instantly blurs out my skin, you guys. Can you see around this area? My skin looks so blurred and nice. I love this. Now the next and the most important part that I want to talk to you guys about is using your beauty blender and using it damp. Okay, you need to use this thing damp. Like, I don't know how many people I've met in my life who do this wrong, who use a dry beauty blender. Okay, so the first thing you need to do is keep your beauty blenders clean. I wash mine with a blender cleanser every single time I do my makeup, which is almost every day. So please don't let that dirt and bacteria collect on it. It's just going to be so bad for your skin. The second thing is that you need to use this damp. Okay, if you use it dry, it's just going to soak up all your product. It's not going to do anything. Okay, it's going to eat away all your foundation and you are literally just applying your foundation with something that's so dry that it's not going to blend properly as well. So please, I request you guys to damp your beauty blender, make it nice and squishy like this, and then use it. Okay, now move on. So now for the foundation, I'm going to be testing out this baby today. This is the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Matte Cover Foundation, and L'Oreal just launched this foundation recently. I was so excited to try this out because I love the Infallible Pro Matte. The shade that I'm using is 103 Natural Buff. This is the same shade that I use in the Infallible Pro Matte as well. So I thought might as well get this one in the same shade because I thought it's going to be the same shade, right? I hope so. Let's just hope for the best because this does look slightly lighter than that one. So let's hope for the best. So now what I'm going to do is just take some of it off the back of my hand. I think the shade looks fine. It's the same shade. Probably. Let's just hope for the best. Then I'm going to dot it all across my face. Dotting it all across your face, I just feel helps you use a lot less of product than just dunking your beauty blender or brush in and then going ahead and blending it out. I just feel this just gives a lot more product to work with. And I start tapping it in, okay? You want to make sure that you're tapping your beauty blender like this and you're not dragging it downwards or upwards. And the foundation match, I think, looks kind of perfect. See how that blends into my neckline. I just feel that the foundation is blending really well, but it's a little too matte for my liking. But I think it's not that bad. The coverage is really nice on this. It's pretty full coverage. Okay, so one thing that I instantly feel is that it's drying down so fast, you guys. If you know the Huda Beauty foundation, the way that dries down, like in an instant, you need to really like put it here, then work it in. I think this requires that same kind of thing. Okay, so now what I like to do, since it really tends to cake up for a lot of people around their nose here, I like to pull the skin very lightly and just push in the beauty blender like that, okay? Wherever you have a little product, just push it in, push the edge in like that. That's going to really push all the product in there and not let it look like it's sitting on top right there, because what tends to happen for a lot of people I see is that it's separating right around their nostril, and that just looks so bad in person. So yeah, if you're somebody who struggles with that, try pulling your skin a little and then just pushing the product in like that. So now one very important thing that you need to keep in mind is that use less product, and second, just try to wear like one even layer of foundation. That should be your motive. Like if you're going for a full coverage look, go with a full coverage foundation in the first place. If you're going for a medium coverage look, go for a light to medium coverage foundation. If you want sheer coverage, use a sheer foundation. Don't try to layer a sheer foundation and try to make it look full coverage. It's going to look not nice. Now the next step is going to be concealing. Now for concealing, I'm going to be using this baby right here. This is the LA Girl Pro Conceal HD, and I am in the shade Creamy Beige. I personally really like this shade because it has like slight peachy, salmony kind of undertones which cancels out all the darkness and blueness underneath my eyes. And also the formulation on this concealer is amazing. It is one of my favorite drugstore concealers. So I'll just take out some of the product and start from my inner corner like that. And can you guys see how this concealer has nice peachy salmony undertones? So that really helps in cancelling out any darkness or discoloration underneath my eyes. Now to blend out my concealer, I'm using the same beauty blender. I'm just going to use the tip like that. I'm going to squish it in and start tapping it in. And start tapping it in. I'm just going to be covering and priming my eyelids with the same concealer now. Can you see what a difference that makes, you guys? Now, if in case by the time you do your other eye and your concealer starts to crease underneath your eyes, just go in quickly with the beauty blender again. And then I'm going to use a loose powder, for which I'm using the Huda Beauty Banana Bread. I'm going to be baking my under eyes using this. I know to a lot of people baking seems so excessive. They're so scared that their under eye and their face is going to look so dry and patchy and all sorts of bad stuff. So I'm just going to be literally coating my sponge like that, and then I'm pressing it underneath my eye like that. I know a lot of people are scared of this step because they feel that it's going to make their foundation look more cakey, etc, etc. It just looks so scary in the first glance. I know, I understand, but trust me you guys, once you try this out, you are going to see such a big difference in your concealer, the longevity, the appearance of your pores underneath your eyes. It just instantly smoothens out your skin underneath your eyes, just diminishes all the pores. Your skin looks so nice and smooth if you try out baking. Trust me you guys, you're gonna love it. Now for the rest of my face, I'm simply going to take a powder brush like this one. So good. You just want to lightly take some powder on that, tap off the excess, and just dust it all across your face. This is just going to help set the entire face and make sure that nothing is moving. Now I'm going to quickly dust off this bake. It's been like what, I think 5 minutes, and I'm just going to remove off all the excess product. Can you see that guys, how smooth my under eyes look? Now I'm just going to quickly do the rest of my face off camera and be right back. Alright guys, so I am back. I've done my entire face off camera and now I'm here to show you guys one last and final step, which is the most important step after like prepping your skin and doing this. I think this is the most important step that you cannot miss, which is setting your face. Okay, if you don't set your face after doing your makeup, you are basically leaving it all alone, open to the humidity, to the temperature changes, everything all by itself without locking it in. Setting your makeup creates an entire layer of the setting spray on top of your face, which helps prevent your makeup from coming off, from becoming patchy, from transferring, and all sorts of stuff. So it is an absolute essential to do. So now the setting spray that I'll be using today is the Makeup Revolution Cherry Truffle Setting Spray. This smells pretty nice and plus it locks in my makeup for long hours. So I highly suggest this one if you haven't tried it out. I'm just going to shake the bottle and do a couple of spritzes. After you've put the setting spray all across your face, all you've got to do now is just leave it alone to let it dry. You can use a fan. If you don't want, you can just let it air dry. Do not touch your makeup at this point, because if you touch it, it's just going to pick up anything that is down there. If you touch a sponge, maybe trying to blend it out or do something, it's just going to ruin it for you. Okay, so just let it sit, and yeah, that's it. I'm just going to quickly zoom you guys in to show you guys how my skin is looking. Alright guys, so this is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video, and if you did, then please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Also don't forget to hit that like, show your girl some love.